Okay, I gotcha. Well, man, it's great to catch up with you. This is a wonderful event. The it's when the press release talks about the magic and experience the magic of the arts festival. So before we get into the actual festival, I want to know first and foremost a little bit about you and your role and how this festival kind of evolves. So first and foremost, so you're originally from Lee Summit. Talk to me kind of about your background and how you got into the arts and how it evolved into your role today.
Well, I mean, my name is Quez. Of course, I'm the director over the 18th Vine Art Festival. I've been doing music and I've been doing arts my whole life. I started out younger, went to Purcell Middle School of Arts, so that's when I started really doing my entertainment. And then, of course, I graduated, did all that, and then went to Lee Summit. But then after that, I just had after school, I was just like, let me just start. I didn't want to work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I always believe that whatever I do is going to make money for me. You know what I'm saying? So we started doing that. And we started off at a fashion show. I did my first fashion show here in Kansas City. Then after that, I did a hair show. Well, after that, I got hired at the Jazz Museum of Kansas City on 18th and Vine, and I was the program director. So what I did was I ran all the gym theater, I did all the events and programs, and then after that, I knew it was a need. We didn't have an 18th. We didn't have our own arts festival here on 18th and Vine, and I do a lot of events on 18th and Vine. And so after I left the Jazz Museum, I told our third district person, which is Melissa Robinson. I said, "Hey, Melissa, we need our own. Like, we need something here. Why don't we have our own arts festival?" And I knew there was a need for Black artists. There was a need for Black artists because I wasn't seeing people like me and some of these other big festivals here in Kansas City. And so what we did was I said, okay, she's like, well, you got to create it yourself and you do it and we'll support you. And so shout out to Kansas City, the city of Kansas City, because they have literally supported this whole entire project that we're doing. And so that's how it started. It just started with me saying, hey, we don't have an art festival. And it went from this little dream, not this little dream, to this dream that now everybody can participate. Cool thing, it's a 3-day festival. And what we did this year with our festival was usually people have to pay to get into the festival. We don't charge our artists. We did it different, you know. We want artists to like make money and be able to live off of their art. And so that's a whole different subject. So that's basically how the festival started. And first year wasn't easy at all, you know, because it's just, but I do a lot more stuff here in Kansas City. So I come from music. So it's really kind of easy to kind of maneuver and, you know what I'm saying, get this thing done. And so that's how it started. And we're here today.
So is this the first annual?
This is the second year.
Okay, this is the
Last
second.
year,
So
yeah.
you went through the growing pains last year.
Oh, yes.
So what was it that was successful about last year that catapulted you into this year, and what's different this year than last year?
Well, here's the thing. The numbers, it's in the numbers. We started off with 50 artists last year, 50 artists that trust me to do a big festival. Even while Beyonce was here, we still made it possible. We literally had our festival the same weekend as Beyonce. Literally, and I'm not scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm Beyonce, I'm Quez, boo boo. Okay. So what happened was she actually brought people to our festival that was here out of town.
Yeah.
And so I just tell people you just gotta believe and keep it moving, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So that was our first year. We started with 50 artists last year. This year we have 91 artists. So it's an
Wow.
81% increase in artists. So let you know that artists made money last year. And then this year we wanted to go behind that. But this year we put mental health and art together. So you'll see a lot of mental health this year, and really, it's a lot happening in our community. So I wanted to make sure that we do something for our community.
The one thing about Kansas City is that, you've been here long enough too to see how much this has become an arts incubator. There's a level of arts and culture, especially with 18th and Vine, with such a lore of jazz history. There's a brewery that opened up. There just seems to be this kind of incubator of things, and this is right now at an apex of a time to throw a very successful arts festival again.
Yes, and it's like one of those things that's needed. And it's one of those things that's going to be legacy. Even when I'm not here 50, 60, 70 years, and I want my kids or somebody else's kids to be taking care of this, and we look forward to it. I remember going to the plaza as a kid, and to literally do what I do as an adult and have my own festival. It's kind of cool just to see like the impact it has had on the community. I think, and that's the biggest part. And I'm still trying to find like the statistics right now to see where we are with the biggest African American artists in one place. I think DC and Atlanta, we could be number three. I don't know. I'm trying to like find it, but and that's cool. Somebody told me that. So it's stuff like that I think the Vine needs. And I knew it was working at the Jazz Museum. Of course, we're known for jazz down there, and but art is literally the picture of what keeps us going, that keeps those memories going from the past. And so I knew it wasn't need just for art, but then we do a fashion show. Anybody that knows me knows I love dressing. And this year is theme. We do a theme every year. Last year we wanted to let you know what African Americans look like in the future. So last year it was Afrofuturism. This year is 70s nostalgia. And that was the time that when music was really, really impactful. You had people like Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, Al Green, who really made an impact in the music industry. So that Saturday, September 28th, we're doing a tribute concert with 12 different bands on my stage. It's a lot of work, okay? And not just that, on Saturday, we got the on Friday is a fashion show. I have six designers on Friday, so that's the 27th. 28th, it's an all day music. So we literally have tribute to, and I use Kansas City artists. I didn't go out and bring nobody famous in. I wanted to make sure, again, that we took care of our own people. And then on that Sunday, we always give back to the kids. I think that's the future. So we create a whole space for the kids, and that evening we bring it back a hair show. And a long time ago, I had one of the biggest hair shows at the Hobby Arena. I don't know if you heard that. That's like
Yeah.
downtown. And I wanted to bring that show back. So we put three big shows in the whole entire.
Wow. I gotta say, all of the promo materials that you got put together completely epitomizes what you're talking about. Funk, soul, hip, that era where it was just like that was it. How did I
Yes.
talk to me about the artwork that you're using to promote it?
Uh,
It's
Shout out to Cedric Williams of Evolving Digital Media. He handles all of my websites, content, flyers, everything. We've been rocking together about 3 or 4 years now, and basically, I can always come up with crazy ideas, and I always tell them we got to do a theme. Think themes to kind of bring people out and have fun. So every year we do a different theme. If you was, we actually did AI last year when AI was just coming out. He's always been ahead of the game. And we was actually able to use AI to actually market what we was doing. You got to remember, we started off with no artists, so the only artwork that we had was AI. Tell people we're not scared of AI. That's a big subject right now.
yeah,
Is I think if you use it effectively, you can't be scared of it. It's here
yeah,
for a reason. It's not going nowhere. And so that he basically took AI, he was able to market with it, he was able to use it every day. I use Chat GPT every day just to help me. It's just like going to college again. So uh, the marketing was a big part of the whole thing, and it still is. And it's kind of cool how you just take a theme and just create some crazy art with it.
yeah, yeah. Well, the beauty of an arts festival is you really celebrate the community you're in, and you clearly
Yes,
love Kansas City. What do you
yes.
love the best about being here in Kansas City?
I always tell people the reason why I have not moved to New York yet, if Kansas City has, it's like a home, like I feel like it's a place where and it's like, and go to New York and I go to all these other cities and I'll be like, wow, Kansas City has not if better talent or more talent. I feel like we're just smack in the middle and everybody else is like around us, but we are the Midwest. Look, we got the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You said that to say, I'm here because of the community. I know it's a need. I know we have amazing talent, and I'm here to open up that door so people can have a place to like.
So what kind of strings do you have to pull? What does your day look like to get ready for this festival? Because right now we're close, so it's
But the,
probably crazy.
right now, So I've been doing press. So we're on a press tour. So this is like maybe my fourth press tour this week. How it's just, and I'm a performer too. So I perform every Monday at Duke House. It's on 8th and Divine.
Yep.
So imagine doing that and then putting on a whole festival for 3 days, working with a team. It's, I tell people I wouldn't be having it any kind of other way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you got to put in the work to see it. I mean, on the weekends, we class out flyers. We go, last week was the Westport here, so we went to Westport, went to the Plaza, we went to Crossroads. So that's what my day looks like. Having meetings, sponsorships, people who has actually given money to the festival that believe in the art. So it's just rounding up people that believe in it and will put their money on this festival. That's what I do, as a director. As a director, I think my job is basically, I mean, it's like a cheerleader sometimes, but then it's like a police officer at the same time, because if I quit, look at all those other people that I will affect, not just my team, but 91 artists. Another thing, we are working with 25 models and all our models get paid. That's unusual, And so I wanted to make sure that people got paid to do what they do.
Yeah. So, the one thing that's formational about being an artist and being a musician like you are, those early experiences in life. What was the first concert that you saw that blew you away, that made you think, I want to be there?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who's the concert I ever been to? I don't know if you know gospel or people. Well, his name is Kurt Franklin.
Yeah.
Kurt Franklin. I knew I wanted to be on stage. No, 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 no. I take that back. No. When I was at Purcell High School, Celine Dion picked 12 kids from our middle school, and I was one of the kids. And like this one, we had the what is the rodeo place?
It used to be Kemper,
American, well, yeah, camp, yeah,
American
yeah,
Road.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
she came here. It's like when she was on tour. It was a long time ago. That was my very first tour. That was my very first like to see it all. And then when they picked 12 kids. We had to audition for this moment. When I got in there, she came back to greet us. That's why her husband was still leaving too. They came back to greet us, and they wrote her out on like a box, so people would even know that she was coming on stage. And we got on stage, and she like came out the middle, and I knew right then and there. I'm like, okay, I'm meant to do this.
Yeah.
This
That's
this
wonderful.
is either I'm going to be putting on the stages or be the one on the stage, And so that's what I get to do now. And so I think that's where it all started. Of course, church, and then I kind of like grew into this thing. I get to do this, and I didn't go to school for it. Some people got it, some people don't, and I'm one of those who I don't take no for an answer.
Yeah. So the one thing about Kansas City too is we've had a rich history of festivals. There used to be a lot of jazz cats that came back in the day,
Yes,
back in the
yes.
70s and 80s. And
Mhm.
Plaza Art Fair is big. There's all these, Westport, there's all these different festivals and fairs. What was the festival that you went to growing up? Akin to what you're doing now with the 18th and Vine Arts Festival. What one left an impact on you when you were young?
The festival what festival can I remember so I'm taking it back. There was the Landon. The Landon used to have rides. They used to have like you get fishes. They used to give you like it was the thing to go to. And I think what I enjoyed most about that is just seeing people just coming together having a good time.
Yeah.
And then I went to New York and I went to it's Afropunk. Afropunk is in New York. And Afropunk is basically a celebration of everything Black. And going to New York is I always be like, wow, don't we have that here in Kansas City? And so I think over the years I'm that person like, okay, well, if it don't work, I can do something else. And you just gotta have a lot of faith to do what I do. Some people is not meant to do for everybody to do.
Yeah. The one thing about this festival and just in general with all the work that you've done is that you create these role models that the youth need so bad. It's very essential for them to feel their self-esteem. And we know with kids these days, there's just so much going on. Who is that hero? Who is that role model for you that helped you become successful?
I would say my grandpa. My grandpa passed in 2014. He literally showed me how to be a worker. He owned his own shop. He owned like he was one of the first people in Kansas City that had black man who had their own gas station here in Kansas City. And as a little boy, I remember getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and read while everybody else was going to school and having a good time. We had to work. And I think that's what my grandpa installed. That's my inspiration. And just that's why I work so hard to this day. I don't even sleep past, I don't know how to sleep past 9 o'clock. My grandpa would not play that. And so I think that was my biggest inspiration. And honestly, that's what I do, the things I do to this day. He had a big part of it and still is, and so I work so hard. So that's my biggest inspiration.
So, having this festival is obviously a dream for you, and it's a dream come true. It's the second annual. What is your ultimate hope for this festival? When the day after this happens, you sit down in your happy space. What are you ultimately hoping happens and transpires?
I want all artists to sell one piece of art or more. That's my ultimate goal. I want to look on Facebook and see how people had a great time. Um, I want to relax the day after, but I want to see the dream. It's funny to see it starts with a dream and then other people can see it. That's my hope, and I want people to be able to really I want Kansas City to come out and to see like the community. And like I said, we breaking records right now. We went from 50 artists to 91 artists. That says a lot, and the festival hasn't even happened yet. And that's my hopes the day after, to just chill, relax, and just enjoy the fruit that the hard work that we put out.
So, experience the magic is the actual tagline on the PR release that's going out. So,
Yes.
break this down. The days where people can park, what's going on. Kind of give me a synopsis and pull the people out here.
So of course, come down to 18th and Vine. We block off 18th and Purcell all the way to 17th and Truman. So that whole street is blocked off. So like you said, if you ever come down to 18th and Vine, you just gotta find a parking spot anywhere. We do have parking spots, and we have our map app. So if you go to 18th and Vine Art Festival.com or just look up the 18th and Vine Art Festival anywhere, it'll show you the parking, the map, all that kind of stuff. Um, on Friday, like I said, the event starts at 5 o'clock. It's from 5 to 10. The fashion show starts at 7 o'clock that Friday. That Saturday, we open the doors from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And our concert portion starts at 1 o'clock. But during that early morning time, we have this thing called Meet Me in the Middle. So you want to do like yoga, you want to come out and just like the mental health stuff, we're going to be that morning. And all that stuff is going to be on the website. So that's Saturday, which is the 28th. The 29th is like I said, we give back to the kids. We open the doors at 10 a.m. and we close the doors at 7 p.m. The concert starts at 3 p.m. So 3 days of fun. We have food trucks. We have some amazing food trucks. I can't leave that out because I feel like the food trucks gives you a taste of Kansas City. We from tacos to barbecue to Asian like fried shrimp. Oh my God, that's my favorite. I can't say my favorite. You know, like enjoy it. I enjoyed them last year. We have a potato people where they like make baked potatoes and it's really good. So, and the desserts we have everything for everybody. We have old school cars this year. Of course, I wanted to make sure we gave that 70s thing, we're
Yep.
bringing out the dance floor. I have a big stage and a dance floor this year. So of course, Soul Train line. So I wanted us to really go into that mind of 70s and what it looked like.
Yeah. So I got to know, as a lifelong Kansas City and one that celebrates this city and loves it, if you could get into a time machine and get transported back in time and see one event that went down in this city's history, where are you going?
I'm going to where Michael Jackson came to Kansas City.
Dude, I was there. I was in Arrowhead. I to this day, he was like an hour late. That glove, that sequin glove came up out of the ground. It was, man, people were
So you
fainting.
was there.
Yes.
That's what event I would go to where Michael Jackson came here.
Man,
Or the second one, Prince came to Kansas City. And if you work at the Jazz Museum, they'll tell this story. He came in on like a weird day, a day that they was just like maybe doing something crazy. And he came in and nobody knew who he was. And he sat in the back. They said Prince do not drink, Prince don't do anything, but he was just drinking, he was just ordering water. But the bartender, and this is a story that if you go to the Blue Room, they'll tell you. And he got up to perform and he left. So I would love
That's
to go back to that moment.
crazy. I heard when he went to Kemper back in the day, he went to the Grand Emporium. They closed the doors and said, "We're selling 100 tickets," and he blew the roof off that joint.
So Prince used to always come to Kansas City, like to just like low key.
Wow.
Yeah. So these two are my favorite artists, of course.
What great stories, man. Great memories. Listen, so final thought, if for everyone out there that wants to learn more, get out there, celebrate art, celebrate this town, where do they go?
Please, you can just look us up. Think about Art Festival, anything. Go to your Googler, go to Google, go to Yahoo, go to social media. Just look up 18th and Vine Art Festival, and anything is going to come up about the festival, and then lead you right to the website.
Yes, sir. Quez, so great to meet you, man. Best of luck with the festival.
I
Yeah.
hope to see you there.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man.
See you
Cheers.
later, buddy.
Take care.
See you.